Hey everyone, welcome to another WRP live play TTRPG session. What is WRP? Well, that's me, Faye. Game master and storyteller, and Lachlan, our writer and producer. We are a couple who love sharing stories, so much so that we quit our day jobs and created our own company. That way we could create high quality and exciting TTRPG experiences full time and share them with you. And tonight we're playing D&D. This session features D&D's Shadow of the Dragon Queen, a riveting adventure of courage and valor, where our intrepid heroes face an unbeatable odds in a cataclysmic war. With us at the table are several of the incredible players who have joined us on our grand endeavor. If you'd like to play alongside them, you're more than welcome to join us. You can ask in chat or hop over to our Discord to find out more. Now, speaking of our awesome players, it's time for introductions. Like I said, I'm Faye, game master and storyteller. With me is Sirenscape, bringing our background music and sound effects. It's a fantastic and affordable sound collection that you can find at sirenscape.com. And now, let us meet our courageous, daring heroes as they stand on the precipice to some unknown depth. We'll begin with an introduction for Vash.
Hi, I'm Caitlin. I'm playing Bass. He is a devilishly handsome tiefling bard rogue who has found himself accidentally stumbling across the multiverse. This week's fun fact about Bass is he's colorblind. I can't remember the name of the kind, but it's the kind where you can see reds the most clear. Um, yeah.
I love it. Ooh, does that mean that there's gonna be some stuff in store? Next up for our introductions, why don't we learn about Hugh?
Hi, I'm Stefan. I'm playing Hugh de Ver, a flamboyant and flashy fencer. Today's fact about Hugh. Has never washed his own clothes, doesn't actually know how to do that. In fact, is fairly vague about the whole process works.
Oh, I
Always
love
been
it.
able to always been able to hand it off to a washerwoman, so
Oh, that's amazing. Um, Beautiful. And then last but not least, let's learn of Rue.
Alrighty, I am Frontboard and I am playing Rhubarb Bafflewander, aka Rue. He is a forest gnome sorcerer, level 6, hailing from the Isle of Sandchrist, way to the west of our setting. Um, yeah, I don't know if I have any good fun facts, but Rhubarb doesn't like to dance. We'll just leave it at that.
All right. Uh, then we are. Sorry, I heard plastic rustling. Had to look, but uh, as we have our introductions finished, it is time to return to our story. Return to Ansley. And as we return, you had made it to the Sunward Fortress. You had found the priestess your call. She was protecting a a figure who had gotten sick, Roan. And if I remember correctly, you had successfully saved Roan.
Heck yeah, we did.
But it seems that there's still more to this ruin. As there's the strange draft that comes from below, and a passageway that can lead you to where it comes from. And perhaps it is down below where the stone that your call had spoke of rests.
Before we leave the room that we're in, Vass is going to push around in one of the many pouches hanging off of his belt and walk up to the priestess and say, I think these belong to you, and he'll hand over the ocean pearls that they were given.
She will nod and take them. Thank you. So, your call is given the deep ocean pearls.
Rue would nod his head as he sees what Vass is doing. It does seem like the right thing to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. Or Hugh agrees with that. Doesn't
A lot
matter
of
what I
money.
agree with.
A lot of money going away. Uh,
Money's just a construct, Faye.
yeah, but it's a construct that I need. Unlike time. We can tear down time.
We're in the room on the middle of the right-hand side of the second level, right? Is that where we stopped?
So if you're looking at the second level, you're currently in the area off to the east, the middle one there, where the door is all sort of blocked up. That's the room that had Roan and your call. The draft comes from the west, northwest corner, where there is the stairwell that leads down.
We
I
didn't
think
really do any looking around, did we? Because Vass got into an altercation. Everyone ran to join him, and then we were talking to the priestess and the other fella. So, do we want to look around before we go further down?
I think we'd be foolish not to.
Mm-hmm.
They were here for a reason. They locked these two inside this room for some sort of reason.
Well, the door, there wasn't a locked door, there was a barricade, and it is likely that your call set the barricade.
Ah, I was assuming it was set from the outside.
No, no.
Interesting.
Yeah, no, they set that up. So, if you are looking around, I'm gonna ask for an investigation check from everybody.
Investigation.
Nat 1, let's go. There's a reason I don't roll with these red dice.
Rue, everything's like a little taller than you, so it's hard to really see a lot of things. There's a lot of crates, and the crates are filled with things. What Vash and Hugh are able to find There are 3 bullseye lanterns, 6 flasks of oil, 100 feet of hempen rope, 4 vials of acid, and 3 sets of mason's tools.
Yay? Question mark?
Well, it definitely seems to fit with the fact that this is an expedition and they were clearing out the ruins. It's a lot of work tools.
Hmm. Well, I feel like acid is one of the things you carry around with you in hopes it'll later be useful. So
Mhm.
maybe I snag the acid.
Vass will take the flasks of oil.
Rue just sees the other two stuffing stuff into their pouches.
Can anyone use these tools?
Technically, yes. It's just better if you have proficiency in it.
Is anyone really good at using these tools? I am not.
I mean, the rock gnomes that were up in Mount Nevermind were professionals with it, but my people not so much. Rue kind of scoffs at this mason's tools.
I am proficient at dragon chess.
Unfortunately, there's no dragon chest sets down here. But there doesn't seem to be much else besides the broken crate.
Seems like they've cleared out. If they stored much stuff here, gone somewhere else.
You guys feel a draft?
Yeah, you all feel the draft.
I mean, it's probably coming from that way. Rue would point toward where the draft is coming from. You learn to pick these things up when you're out in the forest as
Yeah,
much as I am.
got the draft. Might be something cool.
Is there any sort of like odor or aroma? Oh no, you said this whole area stinks, didn't you, Faye?
Yeah, and that stink doesn't go away.
Lovely. We can't tell the origin.
Not quite. It just sort of permeates from everywhere and it sits heavy. Like you smelt when you were fighting those strange bloated toad-like draconians that they had a stench upon them as well. But everything is just pervasive and sitting heavy. It's hard to say where it really starts from.
Hugh, when was the last time you did some laundry?
Never. I mean, I do. Well, no, I do laundry by giving it to the wench. How do you do laundry?
With my hands, with some soap and water.
Soap's a luxury. Just jump in the
I
river and
hesitate to
scrub
ask
under your
this.
arms.
I hesitate to ask this because despite the fact that I am quite sneaky, whenever I try and scout ahead in these situations, it doesn't work out well for us. So should we go all together down this passageway, or do you guys think one of us should be scouting ahead a little bit?
guys are a little noisy when you proceed. Doesn't Hugh have like clanky armor?
I have ish armor.
I do not. I think it's mithril. Mithril half plate.
Yeah, you've got the mithril, so you're no
Oh,
longer.
breastplate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the mithril negates any sort of clankiness that there would have been. It's thin, flexible, easy to hide.
I mean, do you want me to go have a look fast? Are you feeling a little hurt after that last fight?
My pride's more hurt than anything else because I am an expert sneak, but despite all the evidence to the contrary.
We just go down together. We don't hear any. Do we hear any noises coming from that area, Faye? Like that, if we listen down the stairwell?
Roll a perception check.
I'm good at that. 11.
Well, you don't hear anything, Rue.
21.
You hear something that could be displaced crating, something going through the crates. But it doesn't sound a lot. You're not quite sure. There could be something down there.
Well, I don't hear anything down there.
Oh, maybe I didn't. I don't think I clicked perception. Okay.
Yes, you don't hear anything. I love that it's picking up Loveland. All of his WoW talk. So you move as a group? Yeah?
Sure.
I think so.
As you move down the stairs, you come to a level of the fortress that hasn't been fully excavated. You see a 30-foot wide chasm that splits into, spanned by makeshift wooden footbridges. You see on the far side of the chasm digging implements that surround an 8-foot tall crystal that glows with noxious orange light. However, on the near side of the chasm, a hulking red form covered in squirming shapes digs through broken crates.
Do we recognize what it is?
Roll a Arcana check.
Natural 20 plus 5.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
Rue, no idea. Vax, with a 25. You recognize this as, these creatures are slotty. They are denizens of the plane of limbo. You are looking at a red slot and tadpoles.
Does it look like it's noticed us?
Not yet.
Okay, Gus will put his arms out to the other two and let them know what it is.
Slatty, extremely bad news.
You You said what it is fast, but that doesn't mean anything to me.
Do I know anything about it aside from what it is, where it comes from?
You would know that they are chaotic creatures, and that their main way of reproduction is infecting hosts with their tadpoles. And that there are different colors, and each color has different abilities.
I whisper that information as well.
Okay.
Sounds nasty.
Yep. Yep. I don't know. I'm big on my kill everything thing, but we already had a fight and got fairly beat up. So I don't know if I need this trophy.
So the crystal across the chasm, is it fully excavated? Or does it look like someone stopped midway through and might be coming back to finish?
Hard to say for sure. You definitely, again, this place has seemed abandoned when you entered into the camps, and all the instruments have kind of just been left near where the excavation was. But it seems fairly out there. Is again 8 feet of it is visible. You don't know if that's the full length of it or if there's more. You probably have to get closer to see for sure.
Does it look rough, like unprocessed, or does it look like it's a crystal that's been like
Uh,
shaped, or like does it look natural, or does it look like it had been, I guess, changed in some way by somebody at some point?
it seems fairly rough. It doesn't seem like it is being shaped or worked.
You said it's rummaging through the crates on the other side.
So on this side that you're on, so if you're looking at the map where it says excavated cavern, the one where the stairwell is and those crates is where it's currently at.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. The other side of like our floor, our half.
Yeah. The reason why they say that is because like it's like on the far side of the cavern, and you got like all the things on the near side where you guys come in. So on your side of the cavern, but also on the opposite side of your side of the cavern, um, is where the creatures.
I feel like we can't get a good look at that crystal without that thing knowing we're here.
How much juice do you have? Spell slots.
Juice. I have some.
Magic.
I mean, I'm a bit drained, but I've still got some fight in me.
Um, we have a way to put it to sleep.
You could play him a lullaby. Rue
I guess
likes
I can walk up behind him
instinctively.
and bonk him on the head.
Rue's instinctively reaching for the frog. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So, are you going forward with the lullaby, or are you trying to think of another plan?
Vass isn't thrilled about the lullaby plan. I gave him a good wallop. I don't think it would be enough to knock him out. I don't think I have that much sneak attack ability to be successful doing that. You try and push him in the chasm.
Yeah. If only Vortex Warp would let me warp it over the chasm and just drop it, but sadly it doesn't.
That's unfortunate.
You could get it close enough and have Q push it off.
True that.
I'm not the strongest. This worked better when we had a strength companion.
Oh, you just gotta beat its strength. That's fine.
Oh, I could thunder wave it off the edge.
That works.
Or we could lure it onto the bridge and then try and destroy the bridge while it's standing on the bridge.
I could shatter the bridge.
I don't have hallucinatory terrain, do I? No. If I cast haste on both of you, you guys could run around and have it just chase you constantly, and it could never catch
I
up.
could levitate
I
up
mean,
over
if I
one of
could
the
have
bridges.
haste on it, I would use that to hit it many times until it died.
Faye, how tall is this cavern?
That is a great question. Let me see if I have that answer.
Yeah, like how high can Vast levitate?
Um,
20
tells
feet.
me tells me how deep the chasm is, but that's not what I'm looking for. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
So do my boots of levitation have a certain number of uses per day, or is it?
I don't think so. I'll double check on that. Also, it says that the only thing that I have is that the ceilings of the ruins are 10 feet tall, and that doesn't change anywhere in this. I'm going to say that it is not 10 feet tall in the excavated cavern. I'll double that to a 20 foot. Because it is a cavern.
I mean, if you two want to run in and charge it, I can speed you up. Might give you a little upper hand.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could try and lure it onto the bridge and we could destroy the bridge.
Yeah, I'd like to knock him into the chasm. That's my preference. I don't know if I want to do hand to hand with it.
It's pretty nasty looking.
More ways than one.
I really want to look at that stone over there, though.
Me too. I want to know what it is because I don't want the army to get it. It's useful.
We're kind of on this stairwell, right?
I would say that you're at the base at this point. Um, but you've not moved uh, into the other areas, so
What do the bridges look like? Is it just planks of wood, or is there like rope along the sides
It
to
is
hold on to?
just planks of wood. They are footbridges. They're not very sturdy in like a long term sense. They're very much for just getting the job done.
So you lure him onto the bridge, and then you blow up the bridge, and then you float to safety, Vass. Perfect.
Yeah, I'd have to get onto the bridge before I levitated. Otherwise, I won't have a way to move myself around. I guess I still wouldn't have a way to move myself around. I'd just be stuck there unless I can pull myself along by the ceiling if it's rough enough.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Bridge pun.
The tadpoles look even worse than the full-grown thing somehow.
Yeah. And imagine that growing inside of you.
Oh my god, yeah. Slatty lay eggs in people, don't they?
Yep.
Oh, that looks cool.
Always remember my first slot experience. I was a host. I got better. Can't say that for the other host. Um who's exploded outward.
God.
But
Take someone else out to make the room.
you've got a lot of planning.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing any doing?
It looks nasty.
Alright, I feel like I'd be betraying the character if I was not willing to go at a big red disgusting thing. Upon my honor, I guess I'm obligated.
I mean, you
Well,
don't
if we can
have
get
to.
it near the chasm, I can thunderwave it, or if we get it on the bridge, I can shatter it, and hopefully it falls in the chasm.
Okay. I will attempt to pin it to a location that can be.
All I'm imagining is like a wombo combo of getting the creature over to the edge and then like Hugh dropping prone as Vash jumps over to do the thunder wave. But that's some shit that I would do. Who knows what you guys got in store? It's why I'm here. It's what I'm excited to see. So the creature's back is still towards you. At least for now.
So you guys
What's the
are gonna
deal with
try and lure
vortex
to the
warp?
bridge. What'd you say, Caitlin? Sorry.
What's the deal with vortex warp? Do you have to pick a place you can see? Is that why it would have to be on the ground and not in the air over the
Uh,
chasm?
I think you just can't put it somewhere where it would fall. Yeah. It must be on a surface or in a liquid that can support the target without the target having to squeeze.
I guess you could put it on the bridge.
Yeah, but it makes a saving throw. I could also move you guys around too, right? Like if you end up someplace you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Hugh's gonna lure it to the bridge, and Vass is gonna break the bridge, and I'm gonna make sure nobody gets in trouble, right?
I think so.
Rue, I believe that. Are you starting off with your vortex warp, or are you holding that close?
I was not gonna use Vortex Warp. I was thinking about casting haste on
Ooh,
Vass and Hugh
that was another one of the plans. This is correct.
so that they have more mobility and stab ability and better armor class, apparently.
This is correct.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, yeah, Rue is going to. Oh, this is gonna verbal somatic material. All right, Rue's gonna cast haste, twin spell, on Hugh and Vass. You guys
Okay.
have 1 minute.
Go, go, go! Go, 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 go!
If I remember correctly, haste has a verbal component, yeah?
Correct, yes.
So as soon as you begin to cast, the creature turns around. You can see that it is feral, it is hungry, it is rushing towards you. We are rolling initiative. Hugh and Vash, you have haste. Rue's spell went off in time.
God, we all did terrible.
Oh, we all did terrible. So, Vass will go first. And then after that, we've got Rue. Our slud. Oh, I need to roll for our little tadpoles too, don't I? Okay, so our tadpoles actually go first. And then Vash. And Rue. Slud. Q. So, Vash. You see this creature. The tadpoles can't really do anything because they're on the thing, so their turn just kind of passes by. Vass, what are you doing?
Great question. I am going to make a beeline for the closest bridge, which I think is the longer.
That is correct.
So, and is it double my movement with haste?
Yes.
Okay, so I have 12 squares of movement. Well, I think I might have 14 because I think it increases to 40 when I in combat.
When you take the attack action.
9, 10, 11. Vass will run out as far as, oh, maybe not as far as he can. Midway along the bridge should be within his movement.
Okay.
And then he's going to whistle and right on the guy to run towards him across the bridge. I don't know what roll that would be.
I'm gonna make that a straight charisma roll.
Okay. Is it contested?
It is something I will keep in mind.
Bass is doing his best to just yell at it and make lots of noise and movement to try and get his attention, its attention.
Sounds good. So as fast you are trying to catch the attention of this creature. Rue. Here you go.
I definitely don't want to catch the attention of this creature. Um, so you said it's starting to charge, but it hasn't technically had its turn for movement yet, right?
Correct. So we'll say that by the time your finished spell and when it moved, it maybe got 3 squares from where it was standing, so it's still got some time to reach any of you.
Dokie. Rue's going to use some movement to kind of go diagonal southwest toward the edge of the chasm. Actually, no. Can I stealth like west and hug the edge of the stairwell toward the west edge of the cave wall?
Okay. Roll a
I
stealth
assume
check.
it's kind of dark in here.
It is.
That's a 19.
Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Does that, I assume, count as a action kind of thing?
That is an action, yes.
Action kind of thing. Yep, I'll just hang out and hope that I'm kind of stealthy over near the edge of the cave wall.
Alright. It comes to our creatures go. But now must make a decision. Does it go for something closer? Or something a little bit more active?
Annoying.
It is running still towards Hugh.
Towards Hugh.
Towards Hugh. And
Oh, wow.
it will be... However, it's not able to quite close the full distance. So as it runs towards you, Hugh, that is its turn. As it just sort of seems ready in case something comes into its range. It's feral, it wants to strike out, and it is your turn, Hugh.
Well, I will ask Hunter's Mark, and I will risk its action to go and stab it. And that's a critical fail.
Oh no!
And that's a 15.
The 15 will hit.
Or... Okay, 11. 16. And 1. So 17 on that hit, and then I get additional 1 from the haste.
Hell yeah.
That's a 22.
22 most definitely hits.
Or 17 damage.
Alright, it's going to use its reaction to take a bite out of you
Okay.
from its held action. That is a 21 to hit.
I avoid that not easily, but stylishly.
We love it.
Haste gives you a +2 to your AC as well.
Presentation
Yeah, that's
over practicality, always.
I didn't even need my parry because I'm at 22 AC right now.
So with
Sweet.
that, top of the round is our tadpoles go, and since Hugh, you're right there, we're gonna have some little tadpole bites.
Oh no.
There are 5 of them. First one will miss. Second one misses. Third one comes close, but that's another miss. That is a natural 20 from the fourth.
Okay.
Alright.
Does that auto hit or
It's an auto hit.
Okay.
For 5 piercing damage. And then the last one is another miss. So, Hugh, out of the 5 attacks that were targeting on you, only 1 manages to actually get a bite. But that's it for our tadpoles as Vass. It seems that it went for the closer meal.
Vass swears an infernal. So what square is Hugh and the feral beast? What squares are they on?
They would be, if you're looking at where the stairs are, one down from the, so 1 down, 3 across, so, kind of in between the 2 and then up towards.
Oh, okay. Okay. They're somewhat closer to that other chasm now. But it's in melee, so I don't think I'm going to be able to entice it to come closer to me when it has something right in front of it to deal with.
I don't know, if you're annoying enough, it might come.
Maybe. I'm just trying to. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to count squares. Come here. 1, 2. I think Bass can run towards them and then around to get on the center of the second bridge. But as he goes past them, a couple of squares to the south, he'll find a rock and try and throw the rock at the slod to get its attention.
Alright, that sounds like an improvised weapon attack to me.
What do I modify that?
It'll be 1d20 plus your dexterity modifier, and if you have proficiency in improvised weapons, you can add proficiency bonus.
I do not, so this is just a dex check.
A 14 just hits the slot. And so your damage will be 1d4.
Okay. 4.
4 points of bludgeoning damage. Heck yeah.
And he's still like jabbering at it, trying to make it angry enough to come towards him. And once he throws the rock, he'll finish his movement, and now he's halfway along the shorter bridge.
Alright. You hear a growl, Vash, but it's strange because you hear it in your head. Rue, it's your turn.
Fantastic. Just, I guess for clarification, the stairwell we came down, I assume the bottom of it was the east end of the stairwell with the small stepsies. Is that correct?
That is, that's how I was reading into it. I'm thinking that it might be incorrect now that I'm reading it. I'm not a good map reader.
Yeah.
No, that is correct. Because if you look at the map on the other side, you've got the big stairs at the
Bigger
top.
steps.
Yeah.
Because it's like if we're looking at it top down, the stairs closer to us are going to be
Yeah,
bigger.
yeah.
'Cause we're looking down and from the.
I don't read
dimension.
maps normally, guys. I'm a theater of the mind DM.
Makes an arrow that points in the direction that it goes.
Yeah, please, map makers at D&D Beyond and beyond.
Just give us an indication where the top of the stairs is, please. So
I need
yeah,
a
think
"you are here" like star everywhere.
we're somewhere on the left side, so they're probably Hugh's probably like 30 feet away, roughly. Then, give or take.
Give or take, yeah.
This route has terrible movement.
You're short. You got the little legs.
That's right. I mean, I'm the fastest in my tribe, but that's probably not true, actually.
You have the longest legs.
Tallest in the tribe, but not the longest legs. Oddly enough, fun fact for the night. Delayed. I don't want to draw attention to myself in any way, shape, or form, and I want to help my allies as much as possible. So what could I do? There's all those little things that are taking bites at Hugh, huh? Rue's going to point toward the slotty and cast message and tell it that the one on the bridge looks like a tasty morsel that it would like to eat.
I have to check something here real quick. Alright, okay. So... Okay, this is a interesting thing.
Thanks, Lachlan.
Yeah, you feel the message connect, but you're unsure if your message is fully received.
Fair enough. He's trying what he knows how to do. Things he's not familiar with.
So, as you make this connection, and as you leave the message in the mind of this creature, it will come to our... Well, firstly, do you do anything with your bonus action?
Nope. We're good.
Then it comes to our creature's turn, and we will return from our ad break with what our creature does. So, stick around with us. We'll be right back to continue our story, but before we head out, I do ask that you let the ads run. Ads are a huge part of how we keep our games affordable here at Little Witch RP. You can also always make a direct donation to my Ko-fi. Link for that is on screen. Ko-fi donations not only help support us here at Little Witch RP, they also unlock awesome perks for our entire community, benefiting everyone who plays with us for the next month. These perks include special companions, double treasure, double XP, and even new quests. So, stick with us. We'll be right back. Alright, we are back in action, and as we return, it is in the middle of combat. as you are fighting against this red slot creature, and as it is its turn, it is looking around, snarling. But Hugh is still the one right in front of it. And this time it will take 2 claw attacks towards you. The first being a natural 1. The second missing with a 19. And frustrated, it goes for another bite. That is a 22 to hit.
That his mouth gets a sting from my blade as I raise it up and catch his mouth with like the edge. So he is must be extremely frustrated.
You hear the growl echoing from the teeth and the open maw, but also in your mind, similar to how Vax had heard it before. And
I don't want to reproduce with you.
and Hugh, it is now your turn.
So we got ourselves a 25, that's a 12, and a 19.
The 25 and the 19 hit.
So that's going to be 16 piercing and 4 psychic on the first one.
Heck yeah.
And I will get... where are you working? Team piercing on the second.
Alright, this thing's starting to look a little rough. It's not taking all these hits too well. But it is our tadpoles go after Hugh. And all our little tadpoles are going to try and bite again. And none of them successfully bite. So, Hugh, you're fine. Just have a lot of snarling, snapping teeth around you. Is Vax. It's your turn.
Okay, Vass is going to abandon this plan. And he's just going to run into a flank position with Hugh and just start wailing on it
Go for it.
with his scimitars.
And don't forget about your haste extra action thing that you've got. Alright, so the 17 will hit.
Alright. And that does 6 plus 9, so 15 damage.
Heck yeah.
And then I will make my offhand attack.
Go for it.
That is gonna hit as well. For 5 more damage.
Okay.
And then with my bonus or my extra attack action, I'm assuming I can just do one and it doesn't give me another offhand. Is that right?
Right, so with the hasted action, it gives you an extra action. It's very limited of what you can do, and when you take the attack action with it, you get 1 weapon attack, and it's only an attack from your actual action, not an extra bonus action.
Yeah. I'm gonna make that last one a defensive flourish.
Okay.
I think that means I do an extra d6
And then you'll add that to your AC.
hit. Ooh, AC 24 for a brief moment, and then I'll do that hasted action.
Well, just so you know, the big guy goes down with that extra 6 points of damage. So the massive one crashes. You still have these 5 tadpoles that sort of give a small shriek as they're displaced. But they're still squirming about.
I wish he had squished them. Well, then at my hasted action, I'll attack one of the tadpoles.
Yeah, go for it.
Does it count as a flank or no?
They occupied the same space. I'll say yes.
It's gonna be a 22.
Yeah, 22 will hit.
Groovy. That's 6 points of damage.
That is one of the tadpoles sliced and diced, and no more.
Cool. That's it for that.
Alrighty. As Vass's turn comes to an end, Rue, we come to your turn. Big boy is down.
Yeah, Rue kind of like mutters under his breath, guess we didn't need the bridge after all. And he will channel the Light of Lunatari and cast a Sacred Flame on 2 of the little dudes. I need them both to make DC 14 dexterity saves, please.
That is a gentleman's 20 from one,
That's a failure.
13 from the other.
Okay, so the other will take 5 radiant damage.
And it's looking real rough, but still standing.
Okay,
Squirming.
I will keep concentration on haste, and then I don't have any exciting bonus actions, so I'll stay hiding over at the edge of the cave though, still.
Alright. Hugh, we come to your turn. The big boy's down, but you are in a flank with the, with Vass on the tadpoles, that we're occupying at same space.
Okay, and the tadpoles, 1 entity or 5 in terms of attacking?
There are now only 4 that are left, one of which looks really bad. But they are each separate entities.
Alright, I will, I guess bonus action under marks 1 that I'm flanking with and attack it.
Go for it.
So that's going to be a 24.
That hits, definitely. It's just a tadpole.
A 13 plus 6. Do I need to keep adding things to this?
Oh no, it's already like pate. It's completely obliterated.
Alright, now I move to the next tadpole. That's going to be a 22.
Yep, most definitely.
11 plus anything, or we're just going?
It's gone.
Okay, and next one, 21,
Yep,
9.
and that's another one. It's going for Hugh, because even though Vass is also right there, it's red like it's Protector, and it's too stupid to realize that Vass is not the creature that it was just holding on to, so, it's gonna try and bite Hugh. But that's another natural 1, so don't worry about it. As Vass, we come to your turn.
So it's like, I'm not your mama. And then he goes to try and take care of this
Go for it.
last one. Is it still advantage?
I'll say it's still advantage, yeah.
A 19 to hit,
Yeah, that'll hit.
and it's 5 plus. Do my sneak attack damage to see if I can finish it off. So 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage finishes it off. Which means that you are no longer bound by initiative. And there are no more slutty or tadpoles. At least, none that you can see. There could be more that night in the shadows, definitely more in the cosmos. But none that are your current problem.
See, guys, nothing to worry about. You made short work of that one. Those dodges, Hugh. You were just
Rue,
like
can you give me a
wild man.
perception check, Rue?
Well,
23.
23. Beautiful. You would notice a fire that is formed in the shadows opposite side of the cavern. You watch as it is hurled towards the bridge that Vass had been standing on at the start of the fight. And in that moment, with a 23, you would have seen a very code, warty appearance of some draconian lineage before it was darkened, and now the fires that begin to ignite the bridge.
No.
It's not yet destroyed. You can try and get across. And there's still the other bridge.
We need to put it out. This happened like immediately after combat?
Almost immediately after combat, as if someone was watching during the whole thing.
So the other two still have haste for a few more rounds.
Correct.
I think I counted that I used like 3 rounds of haste, maybe 4.
We'll go with 4. Just for the action economy of S would have ended and your turn would have gone right there. So, still fairly good in there.
Hugh, Vass, the bridge, there's something across that's trying to light it on fire. We need to get over there now.
Are we still in initiative order?
Not right now. That could change, of course, depending on what you will do.
Got a question.
Answers.
So prestidigitation says you instantaneously light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire.
This
The
is
fire on the
not a small campfire. This is crackling along the bridge.
Okay. I don't think I have anything that could put it out.
So the big bridge is on fire, but still potentially crossable.
So far, yeah.
I'm closest to the little bridge, right?
You are.
1, 2, 3.
Rue's gonna dash toward the little bridge.
Okay.
Which honestly probably doesn't even get me even very far onto it.
Well, we're, again, not in a current true initiative, so
True.
running across, I will be too harsh on it.
I still hasted?
You are.
Yep.
Vass will run across the short bridge.
Okay.
She should have enough movement to get to the other side.
Oh, most definitely. Vass, as you move across to the other side, can you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Sure. Natural 20 for a 25.
Ooh, heck yeah, these are story dice. Vash, as you rush across, Rue telling you of the burning bridge. Oh, did we lose our stream? Yeah,
Kind of?
we had a dip, and then ads just started. All right.
Oh no.
Sorry for our live viewers. Catch it in the VOD. I'm on a roll here. As you rush across, you hear the crackle of the bridge burning to your side. It may be stable enough for now, but it will not last forever. But as you cross over that smaller bridge, it is just in time with that haste that you are able to see the second sphere of flame that is coming, trying to aim towards that bridge, and quickly thinking, you draw your scimitar and you reflect it back, allowing it to crash and showing you the figure that waits in the shadows. You see,
So,
again, this sort of tumescent draconian, the screen skin warty, mouth overly large, very akin to what you had seen upstairs. And it's sort of hunched over, looking at you angrily. There's a burble that may have once been speech, but it is intelligible now. And
not in melee with it though, am I?
you are not in melee with it, but it does seem hostile. I will say that Hugh, you could have run over if your intention would have been running over as well.
I don't know. I guess I would have run over too.
So as you all make your way across, when we roll initiative, I will say there are 2 rounds left of haste.
Make them count, otherwise you're out for a round.
Uh,
That is a good roll from him.
we rolling initiative now.
We are rolling initiative now. You can tell that he is hostile.
Hostile.
He is hostile.
I mean, he's throwing fire and stuff at us, so.
Hear the flame.
So it would be him, Hugh, that's Blue. So you are in this fight, in this battle, and he's going to once more take the fistful of flame and is going to hurl it, this time directly aiming at Vass. You are currently the source of its ire. With a 23 to hit?
Yeah, because my offensive flourish is long gone. I'm assuming.
Yeah, it only lasts, I believe, for a round.
That round, yeah. So, yeah, the 23 is going to hit.
So that'll be 14 points of fire damage.
Is that cut in half already?
No, so you cut that in half. So you only take 7.
7.
But he does
Great.
throw another. That is a 20 to hit.
It also hits.
That will be 7 points, which you cut in half down to 3.
Okay.
Hugh, you see this as the sort of flickering firelight is now filling everything with this dim light. You're able to actually see in the dark cavern this creature, large, hunched, disgusting looking. What would you like to do?
I was like, well, I'm gonna ask my cat friend what to do. And he says, bat it with my claws, so I'm gonna take that to be stab it with my rapier. You're smart. Does a 11 or a 12 hit?
Unfortunately, neither of those will hit.
How about 24?
The 24 does, however.
So that's 14 piercing. And 2 psychic.
Lovely. So as the rapier comes striking out, quickly embedding itself into this, you see it. It's an amalgamation of scales and some rubbery flesh. It's gross, warty, but it is able to be pierced, and it takes the damage. Hugh's turn comes to an end. Vass, we come to your go.
Am I able to move up into a position such that I can position a 15-foot cone and not hit Hugh?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm going to saunter up to this encounter and I am going to say, did no one ever tell you you shouldn't fight with fire with a tiefling? And then I'm going to do burning hands.
Okay.
A dexterity 14.
That is a failure with a 10.
Groovy. Oh my god, no! No!
Ooh.
This is just gonna make
That
it
is,
so much
that
worse.
is so wrong! That's
As
so wrong!
you have the burning cone released from your hands, you would notice that the creature doesn't flinch away as much. It doesn't seem to take as much damage as it seems it is resistant to fire.
Okay. I still have my hasted action.
You do still have
Yes.
your hasted action, yes.
Alright, could I keep moving forward and position myself in a flank?
Yeah.
And I shall do that. And I rolled 2 2s. So I'm not hitting with my scimitar either. So this was a super great turn, guys. You're welcome.
I hurt. That's painful for me. Rue, we come to your go.
Rue will move to the south end of the bridge if he wasn't there already with his dash from the previous turn.
We'll say that you
Little
were
legs.
there.
Maybe I'll stand by the wheelbarrow just for fun.
Okay.
I assume they're kind of off to the left side of the cavern, the west side, is that correct?
Yeah, they're over towards the west where the firelight is currently flickering.
Alright, I'm gonna try. It looks like they're having some trouble hitting this creature, so I'm gonna see if I can give them a little assistance, and Rue's going to channel some divine radiant light and cast guiding bolt at this thing.
Hell yeah.
That's a 12.
Unfortunately, a 12 does not hit.
This is why we never cast guiding bolt. Actually, it's worked before. You know, I don't really have anything good on a bonus action to do, and I've used a little bit of movement, so you get him, team. I have faith in you.
It's at this point that you all hear the fire crackling as the bridge that was on fire falls, breaking apart and down the cavern. leaving just the one.
It's not on fire, right? Because I
No.
deflected it.
You deflected it, so it's not on fire. But our creature's turn comes up, and since we've got two figures surrounding it, it does not like that. So we're going to... Is this only a single figure? No, it's everyone, but it's only in a cone. Does he go for the cone? No. He's going to go for 2 claw attacks. One towards each of you, and then a bite that will go for... That will go for Vass. So, Vass, a 17 on the claw strike against you.
Nope.
Hugh, a 26 on the claw strike against you.
That seems unlikely, but okay.
I assure you, it is likely. For 6 slashing damage. And then Vash, the bite towards you is a 12, so you're fine.
Thank goodness for haste, or the claw would have hit me.
But that is it for our creature. As Hugh, we come to your turn.
You're in a flank.
You are in a flank. This is
All
great.
right. Time to one last flurry before I collapse. We got 16, a 26, and a 20.
All of those hit.
All of those hit, eh?
All of those hit.
All right. So let's do 9, and then 13, and then 11 for the straight up damage. So that's 20 and 33. Add 12 to that, so that's the total piercing damage is 45. And as a little cherry on top, psychic.
Alright, this thing's a little rough looking up here. It's still fighting through all the flurries and slashes that you give, the piercings that go through the portions of its body. So far gone in any sort of mental capacity, but you're definitely doing a lot of damage as a group, and especially in this moment of 40 plus damage. It's a lot. So with that, anything else from Hugh?
That would have been all I could do.
All right, Vass, it is your go.
So as Vass was watching that impressive display, did the toad-like creature look like it was taking as much damage as Vass would have expected it to take?
It does seem like it's taking as much as it should.
Okay. Vass is gonna wail on it with his scimitars again.
Go for it.
Alright. Thank goodness for advantage, that's a 21.
21 hits for sure.
And that's gonna be 5 plus 6. Oh no, sorry, 7 plus 6. 13.
Okay.
And I'll go ahead and use my last bardic to make that a defensive flourish.
Go for it.
I get an extra 2 onto my AC, and it takes 2 more damage. And then I'll do my offhand attack. It is a 22 to hit. Do another 4 points of damage. And my hasted attack is a 14.
14 unfortunately misses. But you do have that extra bit of AC, which will likely become very important. As Rue, we come to your turn.
Likely become very important. Oh,
Well, at the end of this turn, haste is gone.
yeah, is that at the start of my next turn or at the end of my current turn?
End of this turn will be 10 rounds.
Okay. How's this thing looking after those two have hit it?
It's not looking pretty. I mean, it wasn't looking pretty to begin with, but now it's got blood all over the green, and it's really not... The red and the green with these color complexions isn't really meshing. Like, it's more of a cool-toned red and a very warm-toned green. It's,
Oh. Poor guy.
There's
I'm sure
warts
its mother still
everywhere.
loves him. Assuming that it has a mother and doesn't reproduce in some interesting way that doesn't require mothers.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
the way it reproduces, anyone can be a mother.
That's pretty cool.
It's too slow.
When it was casting or slinging the fire, did that seem like magical spells or just some sort of like innate ability to throw fire?
Yes. It seemed magical in nature, but it seemed innate. It wasn't like casting spells that you cast, but it does seem to be magical.
Interesting. Cool. Yeah, let's follow up on this again and cast another guiding bolt at it.
Hell yeah.
And, I don't know, just because I'm feeling frisky, we're gonna upcast it at level 3.
Ooh.
Just because I don't have any level 2 spell slots either. And 3 is also what I rolled for a 9 to hit, unfortunately.
Oh, if only we had any sort of inspiration, viewer advantage.
Too late to do that.
I have not given the results, so
I'll do advantage with my.
oh hey look, we've got an advantage from chat.
Oh, I got an advantage from yeah, that turns that into an 18.
An 18 will hit.
Alright, so I need to roll 66 damage, apparently. Interesting. I am going to spend a sorcery point to re-roll that 1 and that 2.
Go for it.
So that's a 19 plus this, so 24 damage. Radiant. And there's advantage on the next attack, but they already have advantage from their legs.
If someone wanted to, say, disengage, run off, and do a ranged attack, then they'd have advantage. But, well, Rue, that is the end of your turn, and with the end of your turn comes the end of haste. Which means that Hugh and Vash, a wave of lethargy sweeps over you. And then... Specifically, that means that you cannot move or take actions until the end of your next turn. So, our creature's turn comes around, and Hugh and Vash, you are right there. And as you are right there, it is going to try to strike at you again. Once again, 2 claw attacks, 1 at each of you, and another bite. The bite going for the, not Bass this time, Hugh this time. So, a 14 on the bite misses Hugh. A 17 misses Vass because of that +2 from your defensive flourish. And the last claw attack is only a 10, so Hugh, you're fine. as this creature, so blinded in its rage and now pain, just fights with this fury, this ferocity, but no direction. Q, unfortunately, you are unable to take any actions this turn, but what's going through your mind?
I'm like, whoa, I am like so tired.
Hell yeah.
Just kind of doing a punch drunk thing and the dodging.
Hell yeah, I love it. Well, that brief wave of lethargy shifts away as, at the end of your turn, you're able to come back, snap right to it. Thus, much the same. You are unable to take any actions this turn, but what's going through your mind?
Thank God I could use the coffee all of a sudden.
As you can almost just imagine the smell of coffee to overcome the horrid stench that's down here, your senses come back to you at the end of your turn. You are no longer affected by the lethargy. Rue, we come to your turn. The creature is still glowing. What would you like to do?
Funny how that works, isn't it? That now I've set myself up for another attack. Let's repeat it. Let's fire another guiding bolt, this time at level 1.
Okay.
And
You do
hope
have
that the-
advantage.
Yeah, I hope that glow gives us that little bit of a lunar boost that we're looking for. Oh,
Oh, it's so
25.
close to a natural 20. 25 hits, for sure.
Alright, and then the damage roll is pretty actually interesting. It took a 5 on that one instead of a 1. The dice are all cocked in the corner. For 13... Oop, I didn't mean to hit that. 13 more radiant damage. And I guess there's another advantage on it for the next attack.
There is another advantage. It continues to glow. This thing is looking real bad. It is hanging on by a thread after Rue's attack. Anything else on your turn, Rue?
Let's see. Bonus actions wise, I can't do anything fun. So I'm just gonna stand over by my wheelbarrow.
As you stand by your wheelbarrow, making sure that it is doing wheelbarrow things and not anything weird, our creature's turn comes up. And it is not doing well. And as it looks around, having been unsuccessful in striking Hugh or Vast, really, turns towards where Rue is. And that fire in the palm. 2 of them are hurled out towards you, Rue.
Get opportunity attacks?
It's a ranged attack. So unless you have so it's not moving out of its range. So unless you've got something that allows you to do an opportunity attack, for another.
Oh, I thought if you were in melee with someone and tried to do range, I thought the melee person got an attack of opportunity. Maybe that's something else.
Let me double check. What I know for sure is when they leave your melee range. Yeah, so, standard attacks of opportunity occur when a hostile creature moves out of your reach without disengaging. So, there are other feats that allow augmentations to that, but, if you don't have them, then standard is just when they're leaving your range. But,
Yeah, thinking about it some more, I think that was probably a homebrew for the particular DM that was running the game.
yeah.
Um,
However, that is a natural 20
Sorry.
to hit Rue on the first flame.
Nice knowing you guys.
That will be 21 points of fire damage.
Ouch.
A second thrown flame, however, fizzles before it can reach you, as that is only a 7 to hit. And Hugh, It is your turn.
I wish he was throwing fire at me instead, because I could absorb it. Anyway, I can attack now, yes?
You can. Would you like to?
Well, I would like to stab. So I got a 16 and a 20.
16 and 20 both hit.
So 21 plus 6, so 27 piercing damage.
I'm
And
sorry, I
4
just
psychic.
saw the caption link. So yeah, as your blade cuts through, this creature begins to bubble and boil and burst outward. I need both Hugh and Vass to roll me dexterity saving throws.
Oh, I'm awesome at those. And I get a 9.
Oh no! So you are covered in acid as this thing blows up, and that will be 4 points of acid damage, but since you are no longer bound by initiative, it's easy enough for you to wipe that away.
I get some of it in my acid flask.
It only lasts for a minute, I'm sorry. It burns away. But you are out of combat. And there are, in the puddle of acid, you would see, of course, the clothes that this creature wore, robes that have been torn. There's a pouch, as well as a wand, and, well, what do you all do in the aftermath? You now have one bridge connecting each side of the chamber here. You have the strange, noxious orange glow from the crystal. And there could be more here.
Drew, would you like some healing?
I'm a bit roughed up, yeah.
You look a little bit toasty over there. So I'll do a second level cure wounds. That's 12.
Nice, thank you. That's
How are
refreshing.
you looking, Hugh?
I'm fine. I have, after more than 20 points of damage, I think I have about as much hit points as you start with.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not too worried about you then. Sorry.
Did you say that that thing was wielding some sort of wand, Faye?
It had a wand. You didn't see it wielding it. If you'd like, you could make for me an insight check.
Okay. 19.
Likely in whatever maddened state this creature was, it had forgotten how to use anything beyond its natural capacities. It relied on its claws, on its teeth, on the innate magic that it could wield.
So it wasn't using the wand to cast anything.
It was not using the wand to cast anything. This is actually the first time you're seeing the wand.
We look at it, can we tell what it might be able to do?
Looking at the wand, you can tell that it is expertly crafted. It is well balanced, made for a sort of quick draw situation. There could be more to it, but That's what you get off of a visual inspection of it.
We could see if maybe Wyan or Dalamar knows anything about this next time we see them.
Mm-hmm.
And you said it had a pouch too?
Yeah, there was a pouch. The acid is slowly evaporating, well, quickly evaporating. It takes a minute to evaporate, so it leaves behind just the ruined clothes, the pouch, the wand.
I want to look through that pouch and see if there's any clues as to what this thing was or where it came from.
The pouch is very heavy as you pick it up, and as you open it, it's full of orange gemstones. It looks very similar to the gemstone that is in the ground, but these ones don't glow. If you had to take a guess based on the gems that you've come in contact with and the worth on them, you might have about 900 gold worth of gems here.
You could buy some scimitars with these gems, Vass.
Oh, yeah.
Rue just hands them to Vass since he gave up the pearls upstairs.
I mean, are you sure we could split them 3 ways?
Rue just kind of shrugs.
Put in the magic equipment fund.
Tell Tatina to go wild.
I get her to make another amulet. We need one for you.
Hughes is actually just the scabbard for his S-stock, and anytime he draws the blade, like a little fanfare comes out.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that. Like when he draws his stock, it could be his walk-up music.
Now all I'm thinking about is John Cena. But yeah, you've got the large stone, 8 feet tall, the rest of the cavern, and it might have stuff in the shadows.
I take a look at the large gemstone to see if I can sorry, figure anything out about it.
Yeah, why don't we get an Arcana check as you inspect the large gemstone?
18.
18. There is a strange magic that seems to radiate off the stone. You don't quite know the exact magic that, but you know that it is corrupt, and that it can corrupt others. Based on that and what you've seen, what you've heard, you think maybe that corruption turns figures into slime.
Guys, we should get away from this crystal.
Okie dokie.
I mean, unless you want to turn into a slutty.
I very much
No.
would not like to be pregnant with slottiness.
I'm glad you said something. I almost just touched it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no touch. No, let's just move across the bridge while it's still standing.
So the sounding like slutty is deliberate then.
Are you saying that caption caught on to my underlying meaning?
Yes.
The red orange gemstones, the small ones in the pouch, are they radiating that same
No.
magic?
No, they don't seem to
Yeah.
have the magic radiating off of them. They seem to have a very similar color, but they don't seem to have that magic.
Okay.
Also, hi Raiders, thank you.
Hell yeah. Um, I want to investigate around the site of the stone since Vass won't let me touch the stone, just to see if like anything was left in its proximity by the people that were excavating it.
Yeah, I'll say roll for me. You can roll either an investigation or a perception check here.
Okie dokie. 19. Oh, no, dirty 20.
30, 20, lovely. You would notice that not immediately in the stone's presence, but a little bit off closer to the southern portion of the cavern, there looks to be a scattering of parchment on the ground.
Does it have writing on the parchment, or is it just
Well, I mean,
empty
this is
parchment?
this is you spotting it from a distance.
Ah, got it.
Do you head over to investigate?
Heck yeah. I mean, I'm looking for clues as to why they're down here, so yes, I will. I will head toward the parchment. But if it has words on it, I'm asking one of them to read it because I don't like to read.
There are words on it.
Hugh, come over here and read this.
Okay.
So it is. It's just barely within the light that radiates off of the stone. So Hugh, your eyes kind of adjust. It's still a bit of a strain, but you can read the words clear enough. As Rue, you go around and you pick up the pieces of parchment. Reading over everything, you learn that Veruza was following orders from a dragon army commander named Belafeon. His mission was to investigate the monster-creating stone that was unearthed here. He was optimistic he could use the stone's magic to create a disease to turn people into draconians. Veruza notes that exposure to what he has called the spawning shard has begun to change him. And after this, the notes grow sloppy and nonsensical.
Does it say anything, Hugh?
I relate to him what I was able to read off of it.
Do you think that that thing that hurled the fire was Verusa?
Could be.
Have we
No
heard of
way of
Verusa
knowing what's
before?
words.
You have heard of Veruza. Your call had spoken of a figure known as Veruza who was performing
That's
the...
right. I was thinking them as named as Verusa Salt.
That's right. I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Is it Verusa or Faruza?
Veruza. I'll put it in game room.
Okay. In my last notes, I called them Faruza, a draconian mage. Interesting.
Veruza.
I was way off.
To be fair, this is happening over, remote distances. Lost in translation. Or technology. But yes, you've heard of Veruza before, and Veruza was the cause of Roan's condition.
Yeah, I'd venture to guess that last one was Verusa, or what was left of Verusa.
Goodness, you lesser restoration, that dude.
Sorry, what?
Thank goodness you lesser restoration to that dude upstairs. Maybe, I have a feeling he was midway through a transformation like Verusa.
Or maybe yourself. They got to you too. Although you didn't touch the stone.
Why do you think? Why do you think it got to me?
I mean, I cast some spells on you to clean you up too. Upstairs. Maybe it wasn't quite the
Yeah,
same.
I was feeling sick. I don't know what it was. Oh God, maybe it was related. Shudders. Yeah, let's get away from this stone, guys.
Yeah, maybe let's make sure we gather up those papers and take them with us. Can show them to Darrett or Dalamar once we find someone who's friendly again.
Mhm.
You are easily able to make your way out of the chasm. You had the one bridge unburned. And as you make your way up, your call and drone seem to have been on their way. Which makes sense. Taken here against their will, forced to work, forced through traumatic circumstances. They would like, perhaps, not to stay longer than they needed to.
Okay, so did they leave while we were downstairs, or are they still there and getting ready to leave?
They've already left. You do not see them.
Okay.
Yeah, and we had told Roan before that we wouldn't be able to escort him to Heart's Hollow because we weren't necessarily going back to Heart's Hollow yet.
Which is no worries. There are scouts and rangers that exist in the wildlands. I'm assuming that you have taken Veruza's notes with you. You have the physical copies, yeah. So, when you leave, what do you do? Do you find a place for rest? Do you rest in the camp itself? Do you do anything, really?
I certainly don't
Kind
want
of
to
crazy.
rest in that cavern because it stinks in there.
By the time that you're at the first floor, I don't think that the stench is really. Let me double check.
I think you said the stench was more on the second level.
Yeah, the top room, the entry chamber, level 1, doesn't have the stench. So if you wanted a area covered to rest for the evening, and I would say it is about afternoon, evening. You kind of arrived midday, but it's like super dark down in there, and with the time that you've spent exploring, fighting, time has passed. So it's probably just getting to about supper time.
Shelter would be nice, but do we think that people might be back? Like they left their tents and there. So do we think there's a risk that if we stay here, we could get company?
I don't know how these expeditions work. I mean, it seems like they have left this place. Oh, who did we lose? Hugh.
That's Steffi.
And he's back.
Is that a little problem?
No worries. I didn't kill your character while you were away.
You impregnate my character while I was away is a big concern.
One way to find out. No. So
It seems like a good idea to. I don't know, maybe this. It's okay.
Fast, I'm torn.
Just
I want to sleep under the stars and the moons, but I also want to be safe and wonder if it'd be safer here inside the shelter.
I am somewhat torn, but right now I'm feeling like I just want to get the hell away from this place. I don't like this place.
Uh, I would say if anyone wants to roll for me a survival check in regards to potentially staying here. Not saying that you would stay here, but tackling this idea.
22.
Ah, twinsies.
Oh,
Hugh and Rue with 22s. Oh, 22 for Hugh and Rue. I like that. Uh, there is, of course, safety in a structure. This is perhaps not the safest of structures, given what you know lies beneath, but you have put a full floor between you and that strange crystal. If you're worried about raiders that may come back, at least on this first floor, you know for sure there is that abandoned dormitory. There are still some of the cots that are there that perhaps can be piled up, the broken bits, into a form of a barricade, similar to what your call and Roan did on the floor below. It wouldn't be perfect, but it would be something if you decided to stay here. With a 22, I would also say that you would know that you have plenty of tools at your disposal here, the camp and what you've picked up. Maybe if some of your spellcasters have the capabilities, that if you wanted to seal this place up, forget about it, forget about what was beneath it, or have the world forget about it. Have it back in the earth, undisturbed. That too could be done. You have choices. And your choices do not have to be entirely distinct. They can blend and bleed over into each other.
I'd love to seal this place up, but I don't know that I have anything that would be able to achieve that. Rue, do you have that kind of firepower? You know, if you were arrested?
I mean, I have all sorts of capabilities. I don't know. When you say seal it off, just damage spells effectively?
Destructive magics, so if you were standing outside at the front, there was again that sort of descending pathway, and the ruins over top of it. A well-placed shatter, a nice fireball, anything that could rock someone's world. It would help expedite the process.
I could shatter it, but not right now.
Probably not while you're all inside as well. That would be
Yeah.
Oh, no.
that would be bad. It would take a whole new turn to this adventure. I would need some time to prep. We might have to end the session early if that was the case, but I'd be up to the challenge.
Vass isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, but he is smart enough to know not to do that.
Yes, I should change our sound since you're no longer standing next to the glowing crystal.
Yeah, I don't really want anyone else to come and unearth that stone if it's converting people into demons.
Yeah,
I feel like we should seal this place up and
I think
be done with it.
So, how much have we searched around? Have they seen anything else? But we just found the gem and we found the loot. Did we find anything else?
Just the
Papers.
tools for the excavation. Um, who did pick up the wand, by the way?
Okay.
Just so that way I can.
I put it in my inventory if that matters.
Okay, so we'll say Rue has the wand.
I assumed Drew had taken it.
So,
I'm curious.
well, if you spend an hour with it, curiosity might be sated.
Maybe when we're resting and taking our watches, I will
Okay.
have a look at it. Especially if we're under the light of the moon and Lunatari can give me any sort of like help and guidance to figure out what it is.
Well, then, that just begs the question. Do you pack up out of here and make that few hours trek to find some place in the wilderness to camp down?
Yes. That's my vote.
One vote for yes.
Okay.
On board with that.
Okay.
Don't like it here.
So what
I
do
do
you...
want to try and seal up that.
So you want to try and seal the
ruin.
ruins as you leave?
Yeah.
How do you wish to do that?
I don't have a lot of firepower left, but maybe I'll use up my last first level spell slot and cast a guiding bolt. Maybe at the, I don't know, the foundations or something.
Okay.
Or radiant energy, right?
And use a radiant damage for the
Okay.
disadvantage.
I could double up on that and do a thunder wave at first level at the same time.
Okay. Hell yeah. Go for it. So, roll for me attack rolls, please. Well, for the ones that are making the attack. Thunder Wave is a con save and it's an object. It fails automatically.
22.
Roll damage.
Points of thunder damage.
12. That is perfectly average.
So, as the energy ripples and radiates out, it shakes the foundation of the ramp, causing fractures. Shakes the foundations and the rocks of the ruin, and some of those fall down. It's not entirely blocked off, but it is going to be a pain for anyone trying to get in. You could spend, I would say, another hour to utilize the tools here if you really want to seal it off entirely.
I'll be fine.
I kind of want to cast another guiding bolt at it because it seemed like that helped.
You want to do another guidance bolt? Go for it.
Why not? YOLO,
I'm
man.
tapped out, so if you have firepower still, like, play boots. I can't do any more today.
That's a 13.
Roll damage.
All right, that was a upcast guiding bolt, by the way. That was my last spell slot.
3rd level?
You. 18. Do I have any sorcery points left? I do. I could empowered spell. Let's re-roll the 1, the 2, and the 2.
Go for it.
Because I can do up to 3. So that's -5, so we're at 13. And we're adding 16 to that, so that turns a 18 to a 29. That's huge.
What
Wow.
would have been another's hour of work, you do in a matter of seconds here, Rue. You concentrate the light on Lunatari, though she is not yet fully seen in the sky. Sun still reigns. But she is with you. And the area crumbles more of the rocks fall. Dust billows. This place is sealed. A tomb. Anyone who is trying to get into it would have to know what is down there. Put in the amount of work that would be necessary to excavate it. You feel very confident.
And we level up.
Soon.
You've been 6 forever.
I have a note for when you will level up. And you are closer than
It's
perhaps you think.
Never.
No, that's in the Burning Veil groups.
This is true.
So,
Need my first ASI.
having successfully sealed this place, you have searched at the areas that have been ashed of you by Dalamar. You could potentially start making your way towards Wakenrath, where he has asked you to meet.
That's exactly what I was thinking. We need to start heading southwest, you two, but I don't think we're gonna make it too far before we just collapse from exhaustion.
Yeah. You get in for resting.
Let's at least get a bit away from this
Mm.
pit.
I'm down for traveling far enough to find a spot to rest and then stay tapped out.
We know Vass is a night owl. He's still got like 5 or 6 hours of travel left in him.
Oh, Bass needs his beauty sleep. I
Yes.
will say that you can cover 2 hexes before you must bed down for the night.
Not bad.
You're good.
That's me being gracious. I can be a benevolent deity. But as you travel, why don't we do a little bit of a introspectives? Tell me, what are your thoughts being as you have experienced so far? From the elven encampment to the survivors at the Blue Phoenix Shrine. From the camp with the prisoners to Heart's Hollow, and even here in the Sunwood Fortress. Everything that you've experienced can be brought into play here. And why don't we start with an introspective from Rue?
Oh. Ruth thinks it's interesting how, as much as we're like at war or there's talk of war, that here it seems like there's more just scattered groups, and I hate to say ragtag, but it's, you know, small excavations here and small excavations there, and it's kind of an interesting dichotomy to the large army that we saw amassed outside of, I believe, was it Vogler way back? Like we saw the huge camp with hundreds or thousands of troops.
Yeah.
I don't know if that army's here and they're just scattered because of so much space, or if they're scattered because they're searching as well as we are. Just like we're scattered from our own army. Just like we're scattered from our own families and peoples from far off lands. And then I wonder what we're all going to find, if we find anything.
You can find. Go ahead, roll for me. Any even-sided die. Odds, we'll get Vass's thoughts next. Evens, we get Q's.
Is that rhubarb rolling?
That is rhubarb rolling.
Let's roll
Let's have a
a
little
D12
fun.
because that's fun. 5 odds.
Vass, what's your thoughts?
First and foremost, in Vass's thoughts is the creepiness of that gemstone or crystal, and that he hasn't felt anything close to that level of creepy since he was stuck in Barovia, which brings back not pleasant memories in and of itself. Um, if he stops and reflects on everything that's happened in the past little while, he feels proud of the various captives that they were able to free at the different locations. Um, he, we went to a commercial, it looks like. Um,
It might have dropped. Continue on.
Okay, so he also, um, he doesn't see how he's any closer getting back to Faerun. Um, you know, he is doing things that are positive in the world, so maybe those positive vibes will come back to him at some point. Um, and he's getting a little bit antsy about how much time has passed since they were able to make contact with Darrett and the rest of the uh, army of Kalmon.
There's those worries kind of stick in your mind. Hugh, what's going on with your thoughts?
Well, the almost gate risk of being impregnated by a Slatty. So I'm thinking if whether or not he's gonna be successful and famous enough after this adventure that maybe he did be able to successfully get a marriage in his aristocratic society when he gets back.
Okay, thoughts of the future. We love it. We're going to do quick round of survival checks for you to find a acceptable place to camp. Alright, doing good. You find a place. I mean, the wash is low. You don't have to worry too much flooding. At least not as you are searching for a place to bed down. As you each take your camp and as you go through your watches, I will say that nothing seems to disturb your night, though Rue, after spending some time with the wand, you find out that it is magical, special. And give me just one moment to invoke my DM privilege. Just Alright, if you refresh and check your equipment, you should see what you...
Oops. Helps if I don't hit caps lock. Fun. Interesting.
So, morning comes, and with it a new day, a new adventure, and wake and wrath waiting. And we will pick up there next session. So, thank you to our players for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to all of our viewers for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll see you all in the next stream, but until then, head over to willtowitch.com, check us out there. Join us in our Discord to jump into a game yourself, and of course, as always, may you have a burning light, where guide your steps. Laters.